Just a few updates from T-Mobile's earnings call. I sat through the entire call. I watched the Q&A, and there were some interesting things mentioned that I wanted to discuss, tell you guys about, and then give you my takeaway. The first one, which I find interesting, is they stated 50% of new ads that came into T-Mobile this quarter chose Magenta Max. To me, that's very interesting because T-Mobile is positioned in the market still to this day as a brand and as perception that they are the cheaper value carrier. The fact that they're now putting out that claim that 50% of new customers are coming in on Magenta Max, I want to hold their feet to the fire on that one, and I want to see, is that sustainable? The analysts, the markets keep talking about if AT&T's growth is sustainable. I want to see if that's sustainable for T-Mobile, if they can continue bringing in 50% of ads that choose Magenta Max. I want to see if that's sustainable, being that they are considered in the market as the cheaper value carrier. So I need to see those numbers for a few more quarters before I can take that serious and say, okay, this may be sustainable to where they can now move some of their base to that premium play. And of course, don't get me wrong, that's good for the financial numbers. It's going to boost the ARPU significantly if they can sustain that. Is it possible? That remains to be seen. The second part that I wanted to bring up, Mike Sievert during the call was alluding to them losing around 600,000 Sprint customers this quarter. I talked over with this with several people, and they have the same understanding that they lost that amount of Sprint customers, which is significant because they still state that they had the lowest, their Magenta base had the lowest churn, but overall they had the highest. If you couple in the Sprint base, which legally, since they now own that base, they have to report it as one. And, it's closer to 1%, which is the highest in the industry. Verizon and AT&T far lower. So what Mike Sievert is saying, he's feeding the industry right now with the growth. So he's saying those 600,000 customers are being spread between AT&T, Verizon, and everyone else. And that once the migration is done and all that pain has ended, the numbers are going to look a lot different, and that T-Mobile is going to regain their leadership in growth. Again, that's a strong claim to make. I tend to agree with him a bit there because that is a lot of Sprint customers that they're shedding. But why are they shedding that Sprint customer now? We can speculate because they're never going to tell you the truth. Could it be that in a lot of the markets where these customers are leaving, the Sprint network was just plain better? I think that's an option now that we have to discuss. For a lot of customers that have switched to the TNX, it hasn't been a great experience. I'm getting a lot of emails and comments. And that's with now 90% of the Sprint base is on the T-Mobile network. And it seems as that percentage has increased, the churn of the Sprint base keeps increasing as well. 600,000 is a massive amount of customers to lose. I don't even think Sprint lost that many customers when they went through Network Vision and that Nextel debacle. And that was at their peak. I don't even think they lost 600,000 in a single quarter. So that's very interesting. T-Mobile does not seem the slightest concerned at all. They seem to have added that in the run rate. It seems this was anticipated, and they're saying it could keep getting worse by their language. Very interesting there. If I was them, I would be trying to keep that Sprint customer and not have them churn out to the competition. But again, they are competing for that customer back and then some. Again, I think they had a decent quarter. I don't think it was as bad as some had anticipated. Could it have been better? Of course. Were they the growth leader in the industry? No, they were not. That went to AT&T in the postpaid net ad, the one that we look forward. That's the most lucrative and the most profitable. AT&T took that, and AT&T will likely take it again in Q4. There's nothing right now groundbreaking that T-Mobile is doing that's going to shift that momentum other than them getting more aggressive. They are going to start pushing out commercials. I've seen some of the new commercials that they're going to present in the while waiting for the earnings call to start. And one of those is going to be that they are going to offer $1,000 off for you to switch it. And they're very aggressively emphasizing AT&T and Verizon customers. Keep your device, we'll pay your device off with your carrier that you're with. So very interesting, very, very interesting that this is all coming out now that they're not growing the most. Now they're trying to convince to the market or the investor as to how they're going to gain that back. And they're doing it subliminally. They're not doing it, indirectly. They're not doing it direct, but they're trying to tell us as to how they're going to regain that leadership once again. And then third, what I wanted to discuss, which is something that kind of threw me off completely, they stated during the earnings that they didn't give a specific number, but Mike Seaver just kind of threw it out. They're saying that they outgrew, and this is in fixed wireless, they outgrew Verizon's fixed wireless and Fios ads combined. So they had to have grown more than 150,000 customers in this quarter. And they're saying they're getting most of the customers in the core urban and suburban environments, and they're taking from fiber customers and cable customers. Now, I don't have anything to go off of on that. There's no statistics out there, no analysis that is happening. But if they're saying it, and it's an official statement, that they must be telling the truth, because they can't be cooking the books. So if they're taking fiber customers, then they're taking fiber customers. How they're doing it, who knows? But I told you guys, if you're paying $150 for Cox, and it's $100 base price, and then you have to pay an extra $50 to get unlimited, and you can drop that down to $50 by going to T-Mobile, people are going to choose T-Mobile. It's $100 cheaper, and if it can give you a fiber-like experience, that's why I try to stress that. No, T-Mobile's home internet is not going to perform like fiber. There's no way it can do that. There's not enough throughput for T-Mobile to push those types of speeds, but I keep referencing fiber-like experience. So if you turn on your TV on your fiber network and you stream 4K normal, if you can replicate that same experience with T-Mobile's home internet, then it's a fiber-like experience, and the customer likely won't leave. It's $100 cheaper. They're putting pressure on Cox and all the other fiber companies that are out there that charge more with a lower price and a fiber-like experience. So those are the three things that I wanted to cover briefly. It seems there's great demand for the T-Mobile home internet before they even make a bigger push into rural United States, for one, and before they go on a big marketing campaign. They still haven't gone on a nationwide campaign yet. It's very limited in digital marketing, word of mouth, and in-store where they're marketing home internet. So they're still trying to temper the demand. The demand is there, but they're trying to limit that demand. If they go nationwide on TV and billboards and everything, the demand is going to blow through the roof, and they know they have to have a second or even a third vendor or an OEM with a gateway ready to supply that chain, because if not, Nokia is not going to be able to handle it. So again, let me know what you think about this. Just wanted to do a recap, give you some updates from the earnings call itself. Good to see Neville Ray again stating that he can handle his network can handle the demand of home internet. There's customers using terabytes a month, no problem. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Look forward to reading your comments. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow my social media outlets for more updates and interactions. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.